my top picks for August. And guess what? There's a big surprise at the end. Stay tuned. Keep reading. Hi, Terri Gillespie, and welcome to my top picks for the month of August. And I'm so excited. You know, it's so great when new books are released and we get to enjoy these great stories that come from the hearts and the minds of fantastic authors. So let's get started. So this is The Legacy of Longdale. Why am I having so much trouble here? The Legacy of Longdale Manor by Carrie Turansky. And I have been waiting for this. And this is my lead book. And the lead book means that I will be interviewing Carrie in next month's A2A interviews, which also means that she'll be giving a book away, and she's also giving away some other fun little things as well. So let's find out a little bit more about Carrie and this book. So Carrie Turansky is the award-winning author of 21 inspirational novels and novellas, and a winner of the Carroll Award, the International Digital Award, and the Holt Medallion. She loves traveling to England to research her Edwardian novels, including No Journey Too Far, No Ocean Too Wide, Across the Blue, and the Edwardian Bride series, all fantastic books. Her novels have been translated into several languages and have received starred reviews from ChristianBook.com and Library Journal. Now, this book is published by Bethany House, and this is Carrie's first book with Bethany House. So excited that she's working with the Bethany House, the Baker Book Group. They are a fantastic group. So this book comes out September 26th, so that means pre-order. Anytime you pre-order a book, it really helps the author. And one of the reasons why I do these programs is so that when I say it's a really good book, then maybe you just feel a little bit more confident in pre-ordering. So and also the publisher a lot of times will have special deals and special giveaways for those people who pre-order the books. So it's coming out September 26th, and it is being released in hardcover, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Now, this is considered fiction, and actually it is a dual timeline, and that is becoming more and more one of my favorite genres, where you have two timelines going on. You have typically historical and contemporary, maybe now contemporary or maybe recent contemporary, but in any case, how the author weaves together those stories and brings together some beautiful outcomes. So I don't want to give too much away. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that each one of these books in the month of August, I have read them all. In fact, I've reviewed them all as well. So if you go to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, BookBub, Goodreads, and ChristianBook.com, because this book hasn't officially released yet, you will still be able to see my review and learn even more about the book. Once the book releases, then I will have my review on Amazon because they like you to wait until the book is actually released. So here's a summary of the book. Art historian Gwen Munro is evaluating paintings at a British estate when she uncovers a connection to the father she never knew through a 100-year-old journal. In 1912, Charlotte Harper struggles with a painful family secret that she can only confess in her journal, which shatters her faith and leaves her wondering if she can ever trust love again. One of the things I love about Carrie's writing is Carrie knows how to write romance. And she writes, I don't know how to explain it. It's just sweet and thoughtful and something I wish I knew how to do. I'm good at contemporary and snarky, but I'm not as good as Carrie when it comes to romance. Okay, let's read the first line. Chapter 1, 2012, London, England. The lift door slid open and Gwen Morris stepped into the third-floor offices of Hill & Morris, one of the most prestigious art and antique auction houses in London. It's great. Got to read that. Read the reviews. And not just mine. There are other really great reviews there too. Okay. So, next book is Until Then. It seems like I almost have one every month written by Cindy and Erin, but it's probably just my imagination. This is published by Tyndale and it will release soon, September 5th. But still pre-order it. It really does help our authors. So Tyndale is releasing this in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Oop, almost missed Erin's. Don't want to miss Erin's name there. Okay, so here is the bio. Cindy Woodsmall is a New York Times and CBA best-selling author of 26 works of fiction and one nonfiction book. Coverage of Cindy's writing has been featured on ABC's Nightline and the front page of the Wall Street Journal. She lives in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains with her husband just a short distance from two of her three sons and her 6 grandchildren. Erin Woodsmall is a writer, musician, wife, and mom of 4. She has edited, brainstormed, and researched books with Cindy for almost a decade. More recently, she and Cindy have co-authored 6 books, one of which was a winner of the prestigious Christie Award. And these two, when they're writing together, there's such depth and it's seamless. There's no way you could tell who's writing what. So, because every author has a voice and their voices just are in symphony they're in harmony with one another. So, okay, want to know a little bit more about this book because guess what? It looks like an ordinary Amish book. This is not your mama's Amish book. This is really wow. Okay, so here's what the back cover says. In 1985, Old Order Amish couple Celeste and Vin Lance have been married for 6 years. Vin is a carpenter by trade, but an artist in his heart. He is especially captivated by drawing portraits, which the Amish consider idolatry. Knowing they could be shunned, Celeste is shocked to discover that Ben has secretly been sketching her and their sons. When she confronts Ben, they argue and Ben storms off. And then he seems to disappear, leaving Celeste to wonder if he chose his art over his family. When Vin leaves the house that night, he seeks peace on his favorite mountain overlook, but he takes a fall and wakes to find himself injured and lost. Vin soon realizes just how far he has traveled, not only in distance, but back in time to 1822 Ohio, a place that provides the freedom he craved, but where he is separated from his beloved wife and children. Vin is saved by the kindness of strangers and gradually learns to survive and even to use his skills to help his new friends in this unfamiliar time and place. But all the while he prays desperately for God to return him to his family before Celeste makes a new life without him. 1822 Ohio. Guess what was going on back then? All right, chapter 1. July 1985. A mix of excitement and anxiety warred in Celeste's lands as she brought the rig to a halt under a shade tree in her driveway. So it does. It sounds like the typical Amish book with her riding in with her little buggy. It's going to get really good. All right, next book. Love this book. You can see where I've been holding the pages here. Okay. This is on Moonberry Lake, written by Holly Varni, and I think this is her first adult novel. And man, she done good. She really did. It's published by Revell, and it's considered contemporary romance. But actually, I think there should be another subgenre called quirky, with a capital Q, because, and I love quirky. So this is filled with great quirkiness. Now it comes out in hardback, paperback, and ebook. Now let's learn a little bit about Holly, because you may not know her. Holly Varni is a native Minnesotan of strong Norwegian descent who was raised in the Lutheran church that Garrison Keillor made a career depicting. Yeah, my husband and I were raised Lutheran as well. Between the lutefisk, grumpy grandparents and crazy neighbors who mowed their lawns wearing pajamas, the seed to becoming a storyteller was planted. Though she, her husband, and their 3 sons live along the central coast of California, her beloved Midwest roots continue to haunt everything she writes. She hosts the Moments from Moonberry Lake podcast, where she shares more stories of her beloved characters. Well, in all honesty, I hope that means that there will be more books on Moonberry Lake, because each one of those characters is strong enough to carry their own novel. It's just rich. Her characters are so rich. Okay, here's the summary. Cora Matthews returns to Moonberry Lake to settle her mother's affairs and then get on with her life. What she finds is a strangely enticing inheritance, including a dilapidated lodge, a lot of eccentric neighbors, also known as quirky, a handsome stranger, and a whole lot of family secrets to unravel. Yeah, there are some like laugh out loud moments here, and then there's just some amazing, touching moments too. So here's chapter 1, first sentence. Her mother knew when someone was pregnant and when someone was dying. Yeah, I'm already back in the story. Great book. Pre-order it. Did I say when it's coming out? I don't think so. It's coming out September 26th. So pre-order. Next book. Appalachian Song. Now I'm from the north. So is it Appalachian Song? Anyway, I'm going to say it wrong. So forgive me. And it's by Michelle Shocklee. And Michelle is great. She's a great author. So this is published by Tyndale. It will release October 3rd. So what do we do when the release date is, a month away? We pre-order, because pre-ordering helps authors. And sometimes there are some great deals. So pre-order. Tyndale has released this in hardback, paperback, and ebook. So let's see. Michelle Shocklee is the author of several historical novels, including Count the Nights by Stars, a Christianity Today Fiction Book Award winner, and Under the Tulip Tree, a Christie and Selah Awards finalist. Her work has been featured in numerous Chicken Soup for the Soul books, magazines, and blogs. Married to her college sweetheart and the mother of 2 grown sons, she makes her home in Tennessee, not far from the historical sites she writes about. Okay. So here is the back cover copy. Bertie Jenkins has spent 40 years serving as a midwife for her community in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. Of all the mothers she's tended, none affects her more than the young teenager who shows up on her doorstep, injured, afraid, and expecting, one warm June day in 1943. As Bertie and her 4 sisters tenderly nurture Songbird back to health, the bond between the childless midwife and the motherless teen grows strong. But soon Songbird is forced to make a heartbreaking decision. A decision that will tear this tiny little family apart. 30 years later, the day after his father's funeral, Walker Wiley is stunned to learn he was adopted as an infant. The famous country singer enlists the help of adoption advocate Reese Chandler in the hopes of learning why he was abandoned by his birth parents. With only clue in hand, Walker and Reese head deep into the Appalachian Mountains to track down Bertie Jenkins, the midwife who holds the secrets to Walker's past. So this, once again, is a dual timeline, which Terri loves. So we have a prologue, and I love it when publishers go the extra mile and put these little illustrations or graphics in there. I love that. Or even just the font that they use that's different. So this is the prologue, from the prologue. The Appalachian Mountains North Carolina, February 1, 1943. My heart thumped hard beneath Mama's thin coat while I waited for Amos at our secret place. Beautiful book. Just beautiful. Okay, I've been waiting for this one too. Now, normally what I do, I just have my way of doing things. It's a little OCD, but I can't help it. But every once in a while, I break out of the mold. So usually what I do is I read the lead book first, and then I'll read the books in order of their release. However, Jaime Jo Wright wrote The Lost Boys of Barlowe Theater, and I love to get scared in a safe place. So, and Jaime Jo knows how to create suspense and thriller and maybe even chiller. So this is published by Bethany House, and it'll release October 10th. So I know that's a ways away, but pre-order. And when you hear more about it, you'll know why. So this is coming out in paperback and ebook. And it's technically called romantic suspense, but it's suspense with a capital S. Okay. So here's the author bio. Jaime Jo Wright is the author of 8 novels, including Christie Award and Daphne du Maurier Award winner The House on Foster Hill, and Carroll Award winner The Reckoning at Gossamer Pond. Yeah, that one was really scary. She's also the Publishers Weekly and ECPA best-selling author of 2 novellas. Jaime lives in Wisconsin with her cat named Foo, her husband Captain Hook, and their 2 mini adults, Peter Pan and Coco. Yeah, it's, she's a hoot. Okay. So this is also a dual timeline. And Jaime does an incredible job of integrating those 2 timelines because they're so full of mystery and suspense. And then when I read a Jaime Jo Wright book, I have all the lights on. I know I'm safe. I know everything's going to be okay. It may not turn out exactly the way I think it's going to turn out, but I do keep the lights on and snuggle with a blankie and read the whole thing in one day. So here is the summary. When Greta Mercy's brothers disappear from the Barlowe Theater in 1915, she will do anything to uncover what threat lurks beneath the stage. Decades later, revealing what happened to the boys now falls on Kit Boyd, who must determine whether she's willing to pay the price to end the pattern of evil that has marked their hometown for a century. Okay. Chapter 1. Greta Mercy. October 1915. Kippers Grove, Wisconsin. Sometimes death came quietly. Okay, I got to read the second line. All right. A phantom swooping in and siphoning the last remnant of a soul from one's body, leaving behind a shell of a person who once was and would never be again. Has kind of a Edgar Allan Poe feel to it, doesn't it? So, I said there was a surprise. Did I say there was a surprise? Well, guess what? There is a surprise. And remember how I said that Jaime Jo's book won't come out until October 10th. Well, for one person, somebody's going to win this book. That's my special giveaway for this month. And normally I don't do giveaways for top picks, but every once in a while I do, just to kind of keep things interesting. So all you have to do to enter is to like, comment, and share, and subscribe, if you will. And then I will choose the winner at the end of the month. Let's see, August. There are 31 days in August. Okay, so August 31st, I will pick a winner, and some fortunate person is going to be able to read this book before it actually is released. So a special thanks to Bethany House for the extra copy so that I could do this special giveaway. So thank you. So that's it for this month. I hope there are some interesting books. I hope they're all interesting to you, and that you'll pre-order and let me know what you think. In the meantime, God bless. Thanks for watching, and keep reading.